Te despiertas en the Lakeside Inn, where every guest falls asleep, y no recuerdas haber cerrado los ojos, ni cuántas horas has perdido junto a esa ventana. Tonight, you're invited to the Lakeside Inn, a low wooden house that sits where the road ends and the water begins. Every guest who has ever stayed here has slept. Not one has lain awake counting the dark, watching the ceiling, waiting for a morning that would not come. And that is a strange thing, because this is the quietest country you could imagine. No traffic, no neighbors for miles, only the lake, wide and black, breathing slowly against the shore, and the pines standing guard along its edge. The man who keeps the inn knows a secret about that quiet. He learned it by accident years ago, on a night he never planned for and never forgot. And every evening now, just before the last of the light goes out of the sky, he does one small thing that lets a whole house full of tired strangers drift off like children after a long day. You don't need to know what it is yet. You only need to settle in. Let your shoulders find the bed beneath you. The lake is not going anywhere, and neither tonight are you. So let the day you carried set itself down at the door. You don't have to unpack it tonight. There will be time enough for all of that tomorrow. Feel how the pillow takes the whole weight of your head, the way still water takes a fallen leaf, slowly, completely, without asking anything back from it. Outside the window, fog is rolling in off the lake, soft as wool pulled thin between two hands. It moves without any hurry at all, folding itself over the reeds, softening the far shore until there is no far shore left, only gray and quiet in the faint silver of the water below. Your breathing can move like that fog now, in and a little slower out, in and slower still. There is nothing you need to solve before morning. The inn has stood here through 100 autumns, through storms and thaws and long still nights like this one, and it will stand through this one whether you worry or not. So let the worry drift off with the mist. Down the hall, a single lamp is still burning low. Someone is awake, tending the small things, so that you don't have to. His name, the guests say, is Emil, though he rarely offers it himself. You would know him first by his hands and by his slowness. An older man, broad in the shoulders, a little stooped now, moving through the front room the way a tide moves, never rushed, never late, always arriving exactly when it means to. He has kept this inn for 31 winters. Before him, his father kept it, and before that, his grandfather laid the first of its wooden beams. His father's boat is still tied at the dock below, though no one takes it out on the water anymore. Each evening, Emil walks the same slow path through the house. He straightens the gray wool blankets folded at the foot of every bed. He checks that the copper kettles are full and warm. He turns the big lamp in the hall down to a low amber glow, the color of honey held up to a candle flame. And then, once the guests have gone quiet behind their doors, he climbs the narrow stair to a small room tucked under the roof, where the real work of the night begins. That room under the roof is where Emil keeps his one machine, an old reel-to-reel recorder, its brown tape worn soft at the edges from thousands and thousands of slow turns. Beside it stands a single speaker, wired down through the walls to every room in the house, hidden behind the paneling where no guest would ever think to look. It looks like nothing much. A box, a spool, a dial, a little green light. But this is the true heart of the Lakeside Inn, and Emil tends it the way a lighthouse keeper tends his lamp. He wipes the dust from it with a soft gray cloth. He checks the tape is sitting true on the reel, that it won't catch or stutter in the night. Then he waits, watching the last of the light drain out of the lake through a small round window, until the moment feels exactly right. There is a deep patience in him that the guests never see. They only ever feel its result, the way the whole house seems to breathe out as one, all down the hall, room after room, sinking gently into sleep. To understand what Emil plays each night, you have to go back many years, to the very first summer he ran the inn alone. Back then he believed, as most of us do, that quiet was a simple gift you could give a tired person. So he made the inn as silent as he could. He oiled every hinge until the doors swung without a whisper. He stilled the knocking in the pipes. He asked the guests to speak softly once the sun had gone down, and the country did the rest. For out here, when the wind drops away, the silence is total. No hum of a distant city, no far-off road. A silence so complete that you can hear your own pulse ticking in your ears and the small dry sound of your own blinking. Emil thought he had built the perfect place to rest, but something strange began to happen. His guests, most of them come from the city, came down to breakfast pale and hollow-eyed. They had lain awake the whole night through, not from any noise, from its absence. The quiet he had made so carefully was the very thing keeping them awake. It puzzled him for a whole season. These were exhausted people. They wanted sleep more than they wanted anything. Why would silence, of all things, hold them up like a flat hand pressed against the chest? Then one night in late August, the answer came to him entirely by accident. A summer storm had rolled through and knocked the power out across the whole shore. Emil went down to the dock in the dark to check on the old boat, his father's boat, knocking softly against its rope. Its small motor had somehow caught in the storm and was idling low in the fog, a soft, uneven chug, rounded and muffled by the thick mist lying over the water. He stood there on the boards a long while, just listening. It was not a loud sound. It was barely a sound at all, a warm, patient rhythm, half swallowed by the lake in the night. And standing there in that fog, Emil felt his own shoulders drop for the first time in months. He felt, of all things, safe, as though someone unseen were near and keeping watch. That was the thing he had been missing all along. The city people were not afraid of noise. They were afraid of a silence with nothing living inside it. All their lives they had slept inside a low, constant hum, traffic far below, water in the pipes, a refrigerator murmuring in the dark, a whole world turning on somewhere just out of sight. To them, without their ever knowing it, that hum meant one thing. You are not alone. The world is still here. You can safely let go. True silence stripped all of that away. It felt as if the world itself had simply stopped and left them behind. So Emil did something no ordinary innkeeper would ever think to do. The very next morning, he carried the heavy recorder down the path to the dock. He waited patient for the fog to gather thick and low over the water, and then he pressed record, catching the slow, drowned chug of that old motor as the mist curled around it, the exact sound that had, the night before, let him breathe again. He has played it every single night since. Never loud enough for anyone to truly notice, only just enough for them to feel. A low, warm engine turning somewhere out on the water, wrapped soft in fog, patient as a slow heartbeat. It fills the silence just enough, and no more. It tells the sleeping mind the oldest and simplest thing there is. The world is still here. Something is keeping watch. You are safe now to let go. And here is what Emil came to understand, without ever once reading it in a book. We cannot always choose the quiet that surrounds us. We cannot make the world hum or hush on command. But we can choose what we set down beside the silence. We can decide each night what we let it mean. The old Stoics called this the one thing that is truly and only ours. Not the world outside, but our own response to it. Emil simply made that choice every evening with a spool of worn brown tape and a sound that he loved. So now the night settles over the Lakeside Inn, the way it always has, and always will. In the far rooms, the last readers set their books down open on the blankets and turn their small lamps down to nothing. The gray wool covers rise and fall, slow and even, over sleeping shoulders. And underneath it all, so soft you would half swear you were imagining it, the old motor turns out on the foggy water. Chug and rest, chug and rest. Emil sits alone in his room beneath the roof, the reel spinning gently in the dim, the round window filled with gray mist and the pale, watery smear of a moon somewhere behind it. He does not watch the clock on the wall. He learned a long time ago that the hours will pass whether he counts them or not, so he lets them pass by unwatched and unhurried. One by one, all down the hall, he can feel the rooms go still beneath him. He knows the sound is doing its quiet, faithful work once again, the way it has every night for years. And you can let it do that same work for you now. There is nothing you need to keep hold of tonight, nothing to carry into the dark. The engine out on the water asks nothing at all of you. It only turns and turns low and warm beneath the fog, the way your own breath turns in and out without you ever telling it to. In and out, chug and rest. The lake beyond your window is black and smooth as glass now, the fog resting gently on it like a folded blanket laid down for the night. The reeds have gone still. The far shore has long since dissolved into gray. Even the dock, where the real boat sleeps at the end of its rope, has softened into shadow and disappeared. Everything that the long day made sharp has gone round and gentle at its edges. And Emil turns the hall lamp down one last small notch so that the amber light grows thin as the last coal in a dying stove, glowing and cooling and settling slowly toward the dark. And that quiet, stoic thread runs through all of it, though Emil would never call it by any grand name. Not as a lesson, only as a way of living. The days come and the days go, he might say, and I do not get to keep a single one of them. The storm that broke the power that August taught him, more than any calm and perfect night ever could have. Amor fati, the old teachers named it, a love of what actually happens, even the accidents, and perhaps the accidents most of all. His whole strange gift to these tired strangers was born out of a single night that went wrong in the dark. He does not fight the fog. He does not fight the silence or the passing years or the old boat that no longer sails anywhere. He works instead with whatever the night sees fit to give him, and he gives it back, transformed as rest. And somewhere in a dark room far down the hall, a guest who arrived worn thin has just crossed, without ever noticing the moment, over into sleep. And now at last it is your turn, and there is truly nothing left for you to do. The story and the room have grown together into one soft, dim thing. The motor out on the water and the breath in your own chest have found the very same slow rhythm, and you no longer need to tell the one apart from the other. If you should drift off before the end of all this, that is exactly as it should be, and exactly what Emil would want. Nothing here will wake you. The fog will hold through the night. The lamp will keep its last thin thread of glow until quietly it doesn't. The lake will go on breathing against the shore all night long, whether you are there to hear it or not. Something out there keeps watch long after you stop listening. So let the words blur now. Let the pictures go soft and dark at their edges, the way the far shore went, the way the dock went, low and warm and endlessly patient over the whole sleeping house. The reel turns slow in the room beneath the roof. All down the hall, the guests have gone under, easy as leaves on still water. The lamp is out now. The harbor holds. Good night.